Hey, hey, hey. Good evening, good morning, good night, wherever you may be in the world. How are you, my friend? My love, excellent one. How are you doing? I am stopping by tonight to share with you my experience from today's event. So, as you come on into the room, please share with me your name and where you're watching from. And again, I always like to know, what is your favorite drink? What are you drinking? Me, you know me, a girlfriend like coffee, right? I know it's a little bit late for coffee, but I made some coffee. And I don't know what you put in your coffee. Do you use cream and sugar? I do. I love cream and sugar in my coffee. Okay. But anyway, but I wanted to just stop by tonight and just kind of chit chat with you and just ask you a question. What is next for you? I'm going to share with you two things that I learned today, maybe three that I learned today at the event, but I want to know, I'm asking you and I want you to answer me truthfully. And if you don't want to answer here on the live, I want you to private message me and let me know what is next for you, right? We are in what? February, going on February 2nd, 2020. And I want to know, what have you accomplished in the first 31 days of 2020? What have you accomplished? What relationships have you built? What have you grown in your business? Do you have your business idea? Is it started? Has you got it off the ground yet? Do you need to create additional income for it? What do you want to do for your business? I want to know what is next for you. All right. So as you come into the room, please identify yourself, because I love having conversations with my community. My name is Kecia Hayslett with KeciaHayslett.com. I am a mom, a wife, a sister, a friend, a nurse entrepreneur, and a God girl. And I absolutely appreciate the responsibility of all of those titles. Now, I am here because I absolutely adore and appreciate the opportunity to coach nurses, high achieving, on how to transition from their traditional place of work into starting their own business so they can live the life of fulfillment and purpose, right? Now, I know for me, 10 years into my career, I was extremely burnt out. I had got so burnt out. I had fog brain, depressed, oppressed, didn't know where to go, didn't know what to do, didn't want to wash my face, didn't want to brush my teeth, didn't want to do anything. And I don't know how many people are willing to be honest with you, but I'm willing to be honest with you because one of my brand values is integrity. And I want to be as open as possible with how I am, where I was, where I am today, and where I'm going. All right. So, and because I was so upset and depressed and oppressed and in a mess, I couldn't figure out what it is I wanted. And because I couldn't figure out what it is I wanted, I did nothing. Why? Because a confused mind cannot make a decision. So I laid in that bed of agony and pain and just disconnected from the world, disconnected from my family, disconnected from my friends, trying to find my place in all of this world. And I couldn't figure it out. So much so my chest would just hurt and my belly would just hurt and my head would just hurt because I wanted out of myself. I needed to answer the call on my life. I needed to be awakened to my dream, but I didn't know how. And because I didn't know how, I did nothing for years with all of that knowledge that I had. Working and serving and giving and saving lives. I gave and I gave and I gave till I had nothing else to give. Till one morning I woke up literally with chest pain, thinking I was going to die. Off to the ER I go. Help! my heart is hurting. I thought I was having a heart attack. I wasn't having a heart attack. What was happening was I wasn't answering the call. I wasn't being awakened to the dream. I had begun to shrink and think small. And because I stayed in that space, I was in pain. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I made up my mind that I would help as many nurses as possible, as many nurses that are willing to raise their hand and say, here I am ready. I don't quite know what the next step is, but if you're willing to teach me, Kecia, I'm willing to go with you. Are you one of those nurses that's raising their hand to say, that's me? Are you one of those nurses that's raising their hand and say, you know what? I have this expertise. I've worked on this floor for 5 years. I have over 10,000 hours of expertise hours that I do nothing with. I feel undervalued, underappreciated, overworked, underpaid. And I'm willing to wake up and do the work that I need to do to access the dreams that are awaiting me. I just want to know, is that you? Because if it is, I want to connect with you. If you're one of those nurses that are sitting there in your tears, if you're one of those nurses that's sitting there with that chest pain like I was, if you're one of those nurses that got your head down trying to figure out what's next, you don't have to. I have an answer for you. And I want you to connect with me. I'm going to put my link in this comment. And I want you to connect with me. And guess what? If that ain't moving fast enough, contact me on the DM. Because I have a few spots available that I have opened up. And I am ready to walk with you. I'm ready to design a life with you, for you, that will excite you and get you leaping out of the bed in the morning. I want you to be the one to say, hey, I got this answer for you because I got the answer over here. Now I'm ready to give you the answer over there. I'm just fired up. That's all I'm saying. I'm just fired up. And I'm just ready to help the next nurse who's willing to raise their hand and say, that's me. Is that you? Is that you? I just want to know. So make sure you connect with me. All right. And I wanted to share with you before I get off of this call, I actually went to an event today, a networking event. And this would spark the question, what's next for you? Because inside of this event, we talked about self-care and loving ourselves, right? And there was a couple of things that I walked away with. And I want to share those with you as a gift to you. This is my value to you this evening. Right? And it ain't gonna cost you nothing. This is free information. So today in the event, now I'm a nurse, and often we don't think about taking care of ourselves too much, right? Because like I said, and that's why I ended up in the ER, because I paid no attention. I paid no attention to the pain I was feeling, right? So today we talked about meditation and we talked about mindfulness, right? So we actually did a couple of exercises where she took us through a meditation process. And then she asked us a question. What do you need to meditate? So people were naming off all of these different things that we needed to meditate. And one thing that she did say, she said, you know what? You don't need all of that. You don't need a dark room. You don't need music. You don't need anything. All you need is your willingness to meditate. Simple, right? But guess what? Meditation is a practice. It's a practice. So it's something we have to do every day. Okay. So that wasn't new information, but it just helped me to remember that even as I'm going along this entrepreneurial journey, I need to take moments where I'm mindful of myself, shut my brain down and regenerate. regenerate so that when I come back, I can help my sister and brother. All right. And then the next thing she talked about was, finding calm in the chaos, right? So most of the time, and even as we transition into entrepreneurship, most of the time we think of entrepreneurship as this road that goes like this, is just straight across, right? I make the decision, and then all of a sudden, and this is, I'm talking to myself with this, because usually when you make the decision, it's like, okay, I made the decision, now everything needs to work. It doesn't work that way. Hello, Kecia, it doesn't work that way, right? Why? Because when you make the decision to do something, and this was my awakening, when you make the decision to do something, it's going to get uncomfortable. And if you're looking for comfort, then this is not for you. This is not for you. But one thing I know for certain, when you get in the place, when you make the decision to transition from your traditional place of working into business, you need to have a community that supports you as you make the transition. Because I guarantee you, every day is not going to turn out the way you think it should. I told my friends the other day in the mastermind, I said, you know what? I quit. I'm going to get a job. I'm going to get a job. And they all looked at me like, no, you're not. I'm not? No, you're not. So I just wanted to say that as you are making these decisions to move around in the world, make sure that you have things that support you. Because if you don't have the support you need, it makes it so much harder. And you don't have to beat your head on the wall trying to figure it out. Somebody else already has the answers. Are you willing to invest in the answer that they have so that you could speed up your learning process? So if you're a nurse, or you know a nurse that's thinking about transitioning or want to transition, I need for you to have them connect with me. Or you can send me their name and I will definitely connect with them. I have a couple of spots open. And if you know one of those spots are for you, I want you to connect with me. We will not go another day living inside of a place we don't want to live. That goes for me first. So we have to make these hard decisions. But guess what? You don't have to make them by yourself. Okay? So share this video, click the share button and share the video, because if it's not for you, then it's for someone else. And if it's not for you now, hopefully it's for you later. Okay? So I ask, that's my ask of you tonight. Connect with me, or if you're not going to connect with me, if you're not ready, I want you to go ahead and share the button, because someone needs to hear this information. All right? So, do anybody have any questions for me? Thank you all so much for watching. Do anybody have any questions for me? What's next for you? What do you have planned? What are your goals? What's one goal that you want to get accomplished in the next 30 days? Anybody willing to share? Anybody willing to share? What are you working on? Come on, talk back to me. I'm human. What are you working on? Anybody? I want to know. What are you selling in your business? If you have a business, if you already started one, what are you selling? What's your offer? Anybody? I know sometimes the delay. No? Nobody? Okay. Well, I offer a coaching service for my nurses. That's my offer to you. Oh, this is what I wanted to read. This is what she said today, and I'm going to close with this. It says here, none of us is as smart as all of us. What you think about that? What are your thoughts about that statement? None of us is as smart as all of us. That was actually her statement from her grandma today. Any thoughts? No? Okay. Well, if no one have any questions, no one have any outbursts, no one have any concerns, I am going to say good night. I needed to put the offer on the table to invite you to connect with me and also to share this video to your community because someone is screaming, help me. I need to transition. And they don't know that I'm here to help them transition. So share so that they could see that someone is willing to work with them to make the transition from traditional nursing into their own business. My last statement, business ownership, ladies and gentlemen, is not an option. It is a necessity. With that, I love you. Until the next video, you stay bold, brave, always operating your brilliance. Kecia, love you, and I will talk to you later.